Okay, this is the syllabus quiz for JMS 494. It also doubles as an overview of the class. By the time this video is over, you should have a pretty solid understanding of what we will be doing in JMS 494. Okay, first off, I'm using a platform called PlayPosit. Perhaps some of y'all or many of y'all have used this before. It's very straightforward. As you watch the video is going to pause every couple of minutes. You have to answer the question. You don't have to get the question correct, but you do have to answer the question for the video to advance. The reason I do this is so that students actually watch the videos, and I will be using PlayPosit extensively this particular semester. Okay, let me look at my notes. What is the class about? It's called Media Law and Ethics, and there you go. It's about law and ethics as connected to work in the media industries. I always try and use the plural of that noun, industries, because there is no such thing as the media. There are different media industries. So we will be looking at various laws and regulations that pertain to specific media industries, whether that be journalism, public relation, advertising, work in entertainment, even music a little bit. If you want to work in one of these fields, if you are majoring in the School of JMS, you'll need to know this stuff. And it does vary by state and it does vary by industry. But I just want to kind of introduce some basic concepts, some basic themes to you. We will also be studying ethical issues, ethical dilemmas. Just because something is legal doesn't mean it's necessarily correct to do. And journalists and media practitioners are routinely getting in trouble for ethical violations. Chris Cuomo from CNN most recently, has basically lost his job for interfering with the investigation of sexual assault or sexual harassment that his brother, governor of the state of New York, had done. He interjected himself too much in the story. That was considered to be an ethical lapse. So we're going to explore laws, we're going to explore ethics, and if you want to work in one of the industries, you need to know this stuff. And even if you don't want to work in one of these media industries, you might say, Arsenault, I'm just taking this. This is a minor. I'm getting a minor in JMS. I don't want to work in that field. You still need to know because it will help you be an intelligent, educated, media savvy, and media literate consumer so that when you see things on the news, you can better understand them and sort of evaluate them. Okay, so that's the reason for the class and the purpose of the class. Okay, looking again at my notes. Deadlines. Everything is due on a Sunday. I've organized the class by module, very standard approach. Everything is due on a Sunday. You will see the material several days in advance. You will see the material, the module come open on a Friday, okay? You could do it immediately that first weekend. You have the entire next week. You also have the following weekend. So I give you ample time to do things, okay? So you're going to get ample heads up, but know that deadlines are on Sunday. We use Sunday deadlines. What is the grading? There's going to be a PlayPosit video about every chapter. We're going to read the textbook. More on that in a moment. So there's a PlayPosit video about every chapter, and then some other videos I put together about public relations. Watch them just like this, answer the questions. A lot of the grading will also be through the reading. I'm using a platform. This is important. Pay attention now. This is important. I'm using a platform called Perusal. Okay. You must purchase access to the textbook through this online platform called Perusal. I apologize. I know money's a thing. I know it's a thing, but this is the only way the system is going to work. Okay. You see the assignment link in Canvas. Click that link. It'll take you right to Perusal. Do not create your own Perusal account. Do not go off and create your own Perusal account. Do it through the Canvas link. Purchase access to the textbook. You have to open each chapter, and as you go through it, you need to make 3 comments. You can respond to other comments made by your classmates. You can ask a question. You can make an observation, something like that. You need to post at least 3 comments online on this platform called Perusal. If you post 3 comments per chapter by the deadline, you're going to get your 3 points for that. That's the way that works. Also, when you purchase access to the textbook, I believe there's an option that says 90-day access. Look at them, look at the calendar. I think if you do the 90-day access, you're not going to have the textbook for the final assignment or two. We can deal with that later if we need to. Maybe I can make that assignment available early, but just calculate, calculate. Maybe you want it for more than 90 days. Maybe you're going to need it for more than 90 days. Okay, anyway, play, pause it videos, perusal readings. There's also a couple of discussion board posts, not many. On the weeks when you need to respond to a discussion board, it's usually be based on a movie. I picked out some movies that are licensed by SDSU. There's a link going to be on Canvas. You don't have to pay for this. The movie relates to journalism or some form of media. There's also Quiz Show, which I love that movie. It deals with an old game show. When you respond to the discussion board, you have to write at least 250 words. That would be 1 page, double-spaced text. Use paragraph breaks, use organization. This is not stream of consciousness, just dumping words on a page. Write in a formal, academic, semi-professional tone. This is not slang, jokey email to a friend. Write something about the prompt. How does that movie relate to what we just read in JMS 494, or how does it relate to what we read 3 weeks ago? Relate the movie or whatever, relate it back to the class in a well-organized, constructed, and well-written manner. Again, looking at my notes. There's a final paper. Instructions are going to be online. I'm open on the final paper. You can do a lot of different things, but basically find an incident from, let's say, the past 5 years, give or take, that has to do with freedom of expression and how it relates to JMS 494. And maybe you think the First Amendment was not applied correctly, or maybe it should have been applied correctly. Or you can pick an example from another country. You can pick an example from another country, protesters being attacked, or a government trying to restrict internet usage, something like that. Something that has to do with freedom of expression in another country. You can write about that. It's like a 3 to 4 page paper. There's also an option where you can go to the library. Fingers crossed, the library will be opening and functioning as usual. You can go to the library and look at these old TV news clips, okay? If you go that route, your paper is eligible for a scholarship. I don't know if you call it a scholarship or a competition, but there's an annual award given to people, but it's only for people who use this particular news archive at SDSU. So if you want to go above and beyond, look at the instructions. You could do sort of historical paper looking at these old news clips. I'm also going to use Sona. I don't want to say too much because I think many of you have taken classes that have used Sona before, but Sona is an online tool for organizing research subjects. You create an account online, you do some surveys or some type of experiment, or participate in some type of research gathering that a professor or a graduate student is doing, and you get a certain amount of credit for doing it. Instructions are in the syllabus. Instructions are in the syllabus about Sona. You have the entire semester to do Sona. Sona is managed by people outside of me. It's not me. I don't manage Sona. So someone else manages Sona. So you do have to do Sona. And then last but not least, to email me, use Canvas inbox. Okay. I get a lot of emails, and I'll see a student email on my phone. And then when I sit down at my computer, sometimes it's only 30 minutes later, sometimes it's hours later. I oftentimes can't find that email because so many more emails piled on top. But if you use Canvas inbox, and spell my name correctly, please, I'm particular about my name, I can just click JMS 494 and it shows me all the messages from students in JMS 494. It just makes my life much, much easier. So in conclusion, an online class, we don't have any live meetings. There's no regular meeting. You work at your own pace. You work at your own pace. Okay, work at your own pace. There's going to be video lectures every week using Play Pause It, just like this. There's going to be a lot of readings with the textbook, which you must purchase through perusal. And when you do the readings, you have to make 3 comments on each chapter. There'll be some movies to watch, and hopefully those are good. Hopefully you like the movies. I love movies. The discussion board posts, and then there's a final paper. I'll also be posting some occasional video updates, updating the class on maybe something in the news, or maybe commenting. When people do a discussion board post, I might pick out the best 3 or 4 that I like, and we can share those, and maybe create some kind of dialogue that way. So anyway, that's it. And I hope everyone's staying safe and staying healthy. And we're going to get through this. JMS 494 spring 2022.